everybody. Welcome back. Forgive my sleepy eyes. I've not had a lot of sleep lately, so. But don't worry, you don't need to be looking at me. I wanted to talk to you about lucid dreaming. So, I can't believe I never thought about making a video on this topic prior to this. But for some reason we got onto the subject last week in ASMR Shortbread's live stream. And I casually said, yeah, I've done lucid dreaming lots of times. And she said, you should make a video on it. So I was like, well, yeah, of course I should. So here we are. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with what it is, you probably would know it from the movie Inception, which I absolutely love that film, because despite the obvious creative license that they take, so much of it is absolutely true about how they portray lucid dreaming. So I started lucid dreaming in my 20s, and I got into it by accident, of course, like everybody does, really. Then I started looking it up. This would have been like in the early days of Google, like 2000, 2001 or something like that. And even at that time there were web pages on lucid dreaming, and there weren't a lot of guides on techniques, but a few things that I read then compared to what I've read now, like 20 years later, are still true. And I'm going to go through those with you so that it will help you to lucid dream. In fact, if you follow these instructions, there's no way you can't lucid dream, I think. So let me start with what I know. So lucid dreaming is induced through better dream recall. Now, lots of people out there will say, oh, I never remember my dreams. Or they might even say they don't dream because they don't remember them, which is not true. Everybody dreams. Just because you don't remember it doesn't mean you don't dream. So if you dream, the first thing you want to do is remember. Get used to remembering what you've been dreaming about. Now, you wake up in the morning and you half remember a dream about, I was driving somewhere in a red car, and you think, oh, that's weird. So you get up, you go downstairs, and you make yourself some coffee, and then you get on with your day, whatever it is you do. Next time that happens, you need to stop just for 10 seconds and really think about what it was that you remember, the fragment. Okay, so you wake up, you were driving somewhere in a red car with someone, and it wasn't a car, it was a truck, and I was in a city, and the sky was green for some reason, or whatever it was. But you'll find the more you dwell for a few seconds on the fragment of a dream, the more will unravel from that dream. Now that's one of the most important things, is dream recall. When you wake up each morning and you remember more and more and more, and you don't have to remember the whole thing, just your brain, your mind has to get used to remembering. It'll become easier, and after even a few days you'll wake up and images of that dream will come flooding in. So dream recall, get used to doing that. Okay. Then once you've established better dream recall, what I do is I move straight to what's called the reality check, or the reality check routine. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, but I have a freckle right there. See that freckle? That's my reality check for lucid dreaming. Now, you know, in the movie Inception, they have what they call a totem, which could be a loaded die or a spinning top, and they use that in the dreams and then in real life so that they know for sure whether they're awake or they're not. Well, this is the same thing, almost in reverse. Now the reason this works, and I'll explain to you why it works, and the reason why Inception is absolutely correct in this. You talk to anybody who's had a lucid dream, and they will usually be in agreement that there is a common thing that happens in all lucid dreams. It could be the realest, most vivid dream you've ever had. You could be flying across through the clouds, across the rooftops, through the clouds. You could be flying through space. You could be an animal. You could be talking to a deceased loved one, anything. One common thing for some reason in lucid dreams is what I believe some people call it device failure. Now, I don't know why this is the case, but if you wear a watch and you're in a dream and you look at the time and you look at it a little closer, you'll see the numbers change and they won't make sense. For some reason, this always happens in a lucid dream, at least to me and to many other people. Now, I've extended that to things like my freckle here, because it's a single point on the skin, and if I stare at it for a few seconds when I'm awake, obviously nothing's going to happen. I stare at it, I wait for it to move or shimmer or disappear and come back, and nothing happens, so I know I'm awake. I get in the habit of doing this every day at a set time. You can set your alarm to do this, say 2 p.m, whatever, every day at 2 p.m. You just take a moment when no one's looking, stare at your watch, stare at your freckle, stare at a temperature gauge or whatever it is. Something with a little bit of detail, small, usually something small. A watch is probably the best one. I don't wear a watch, so maybe pull out your phone and look at the clock. Don't look at the whole thing, but just focus on one little row of digits. That could work. Now, in the dream, what will happen is if you get into the habit of doing this every day in your waking life, then eventually, within a few days or a few weeks, you will do this in a dream. you'll just stare at your watch, stare at your phone or your Frego, and it'll move or it'll shimmer. And that habit will follow you into the dream. And when it does, you will suddenly gain awareness that you're dreaming. And you will probably be so excited that you're in a lucid dream that unfortunately you'll wake up. This is totally common. This happens all the time, the first few times, and it's a real pain in the arse because you know, you realize you're dreaming. You're standing, I don't know, on the Empire State Building or something, and you're like, oh, this is amazing, I'm gonna fly. And then you wake up and you can't. But this is normal, so don't panic. But that is one of the first methods to getting into it. So you increase your dream recall. You do a reality check frequently, daily. And that's usually enough to induce a lucid dream. Within a few days, a couple of weeks, you got nothing to lose. Just try it. It's awesome. Now, I have read about another thing, another level to this, which I haven't done yet. I haven't needed to do it. But maybe I should do it, and it might increase the frequency with which I have lucid dreams, and that is to have a nighttime tone reminder. Now, this might be a bit annoying if you're in bed with your spouse or whatever, your partner. They might get pissed off if you wake them up. But if it's feasible to have a gentle tone, then you might want to download a specific type of gentle waking tone, a little tone that you could use for waking you up in the middle of the night, and use that same tone for your reality check. So when that tone goes off during the day at say 2 p.m, you do your reality check, and then the next day it goes off at 2 p.m, and you do your reality check, and then again and again and again. When that tone goes off in the middle of the night at say 2 a.m, hopefully it won't wake you up, but you will hear it if you're in a dream state. That will also trigger your mind into asking the question, am I dreaming? And usually the answer to that is quick reality check on my phone or whatever. Oh yes, I am dreaming. And then off you go. You could fly to Mauritius or something and go swimming with dolphins or something like that. That's basically it. That's basically the extent of the technical aspects of inducing lucid dreamings that I know of, and it really works. It works really well. So I hope that was useful. Yeah, the movie Inception got so much of it right, I found. Like, the one thing I've experienced in a lucid dream which Inception reminded me of, and it's an unbelievable sensation. You know how in the movie he splashes them and the water comes crashing through the windows, the gravity shift changes and you see the water and the glass move. Well, I've had an experience where I've had a sensation, not quite so dramatic, but I've had a sensation in my bed which followed me into the dream, and that is the feeling of the pillow pressed against my face. Now imagine you're in a dream lucid dream and you're walking through a forest. I just finished watching Avatar today, so I'm imagining like the forest in Avatar, and you're seeing all these amazing, wonderful sights, and then you suddenly become aware of this pillow. So it's a pretty interesting experience, that's for sure. So really, that's the limit of my knowledge of lucid dreaming techniques. I'm sure you can hear the rain. Wow, it's getting loud. But rain and ASMR work together, so that's okay. Thanks so much for listening. I hope this was useful. If you've ever been interested in lucid dreaming, so I hope that you sleep well. I hope that this video may have planted a little seed in your mind so that you will have a lucid dream even sooner, because the idea is in there now. Take care and sweet dreams.